All right, let's get to it. But first off, I gotta preface this following demonstration with this following disclaimer. You need to understand I am not a financial advisor. I'm far from it. Anything I say or display should not be taken as financial advice. This video is solely for entertainment and educational purposes, okay? Everyone should know I am not responsible for anyone's finances or monies besides my own. I strongly encourage any viewer out there to do their own research, use prudent discernment, and to make informed decisions always at your own risk. Capiche? Good. Let's get right into this thing. We're going to be using iOS, but I believe the process would be the same or maybe just slightly different on an Android device. I'll also demonstrate in another video how to use this on the computer as well. But I'm going to be using 4 apps here that I have absolutely no affiliation with, okay? So any smack I talk or props I give are my personal opinions based on my personal experience. Personally, okay? Only 3 are really necessary, but the 4th one can give a little bit more freedom with transaction efficiency limitations and ease of use, okay? We'll talk about that later, but first, let's look at Cash App. Cash App is in the App Store as an editor's choice and is rated #1 in the finance apps, okay? Above Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, Capital One, Coinbase, you name it. It is above it, okay? It has over 2 million ratings, so you can imagine how many downloads considering how many people hit not now when they're asked to review an app, right? So that should speak to its credibility right there. So Cash App ain't a bank, but it will allow you to use your current bank accounts and credit cards to make transactions, okay? Much like Venmo and other similar services. I'm using Cash App because it's one of the easiest ways to use fiat, in my case, US dollars, to buy Bitcoin, BTC, right? Which is the cryptocurrency that we'll use as our ramp up from that fiat, okay? Now, you've probably seen other services like PayPal and Venmo introducing cryptocurrency, making it available. But the difference I've found, at least with Venmo in particular, is that you're not able to send the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency you buy out of Venmo into an external wallet, okay? Which can be used in the free market then, right? Which is what we want to do. Instead, it kind of traps you into this like its own little Venmo crypto world. It's like getting a gift card to Kohl's or something. You can't buy something you actually want anywhere else, right? So let's go ahead and open up Cash App because that's the one that seems to work well. So this is my screen of a fully set up Cash App with my personal information censored, okay? In order to get to this screen, you will need to enter in personal details, but keep in mind, I don't think it would have a 4.7 out of 5 from 2 million ratings and an editor's choice pick on the App Store if there was something shifty about it. So once you're in, it allows you to set up a bank account, which you can see I've done here. It'll ask for a bank's checking account and routing number, which you can get from an online banking source, or it's on the bottom of a blank check, right? If any of those still exist. So instead of that, it might ask you to log into your online banking, like Chase, Capital One, CitiCard, whatever online banking you use. That's done through a third-party service, and it should auto-populate all the info from your bank. Okay, you can also throw on a debit or a credit card as well, but the credit card, will get you with some more fees. And may be seen as a cash advance depending on your institution, which typically has a way higher interest rate, than a normal purchase. So be mindful of that when you're using a credit card. So once we've got that set up, I'm going to add however much I want to transfer from the checking account into Cash App to then buy Bitcoin, right? Now, I want to transfer $1,000, but instead I'm going to put an extra $50. And that's because there are transaction fees when you buy, sell, send cryptocurrency. So I want to have that covered, okay? I want the 1,000 in there. I want to have all the transaction fees covered. Now, I already did this step to prep for the video, but right here, you would see the $1,050 from the bank account now in Cash App, ready to use to go buy that Bitcoin. Flyer alarm update, people. There are many peeps out there that run into a multitude of issues with Cash App, so let's talk about those and some alternatives real quick. I'm talking error after decline, followed by approval, followed by decline, followed by approval, followed by error. And though it seems like there's no rhyme or reason behind it, I believe there are a few reasons for this. On the Cash App side of things, my thoughts are that it's because of the sheer volume of transactions they handle and the potentially fraudulent activities some nefarious person could make if they had access to your phone very easily, as you can imagine. So if an error or decline message that doesn't say anything about a bank shows up, it's likely on the Cash App's end, okay? And the way I see it is they'd rather have someone deal with the hassle of having some unsuccessful transactions while it figures out whether or not, it's a fraudulent charge, than to have an actual fraudulent charge go through, which opens up a whole nother can of worms, okay? So to remedy this, wait a little while, be patient, and try again, okay? If nothing changes, people can contact the Cash App customer support as well as the bank to find out where the holdup is, okay? Now, if an error pops up that says your bank declined the transaction or something about your bank, that likely means the bank sees the transaction as suspicious and declines it on their end. A lot of times people will get a text message asking if it was actually them that initiated the transaction and a reply with yes or no, okay? Other times they've had to call the bank and ask what's going on, okay? They'll usually work with people on resolving the issue, but also keep in mind that, there may be a daily purchase limit on the card or account that you don't really know about. So that would stop you from going beyond that amount, right? So to remedy that, sometimes the bank will temporarily raise the withdrawal limit for a day or two, if they're asked nicely. So be kind and be patient. As for alternatives, sometimes these errors happen when trying to add cash to the Cash App account before buying Bitcoin with it, which I don't think is a necessary step, okay? Though it is one some people like to take. The alternative is to go straight to the Bitcoin section of the app and try to buy Bitcoin straight from the card or account. A lot of times this will work as it's likely seen as a purchase transaction rather than pulling out cash, okay? If the error persists, contacting the bank and Cash App support is always a good idea. Now, another way to bypass Cash App altogether is by using the Crypto.com app, which I haven't really talked too much about, but it allows someone to set up an account and not only be able to make purchases directly with a credit or debit card, but to also be given a checking and routing number for electronic transfers or direct deposits into the account, which can make life way easier if this is something you plan to do quite a bit. You can see my demonstration video on setting up Crypto.com to learn more. Now, there is a comment section below for people to share their own experiences and help others that can prove to be very useful. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and anyone else who's not may want to let the world know that before doling out information. Just a heads up. P.S. BNB Miner is blowing up in a very, very good way. So get through this one, go to the next. For now, back to the demo. Now we tap that button in Cash App on the bottom right to get into the Bitcoin area of Cash App, okay? Here comes more information you're gonna have to put in, and you also may have to wait something like 3 or 4, maybe 2 days before you can actually send out the Bitcoin, which is what we want to do. So you can take care of this now, or you can use another method I'll show you in the 4th video of this series. So you can go ahead and skip to that if you want to know how to do that. But for now, go get that taken care of with Cash App so you can use that as a backup, even if you decide to use another route. So once you've got that taken care of, like I have, you can see I've already bought the crypto. However, to do this, we'll need to tap that buy button and type in the amount, right? You'll get this page, which you notice there's a $15 fee it shows right here for purchasing this particular amount of Bitcoin. So I should have about $1,035 now worth of Bitcoin, right? With that $15 fee off of it. Back to my Bitcoin screen, you can see I have $1,030, and that's because all of these cryptocurrencies are constantly moving up and down. So it's down $5 since I bought it. No biggie at all, okay? Now we want to get out of the Cash App Bitcoin world, which Cash App, unlike Venmo, will allow you to do. But first, we got to have a place to send it, right? So we create an account on what's called an exchange, okay? Where we will then have wallets that are ours and ours only. So for that, we're gonna use an app called KuCoin, also available here in the App Store, as you can see. Now, I've already got it downloaded and set up, so I can just log in. But before you're ready for action, it will ask for some details and phone verification, etc., etc. So the pause button can be utilized right now if anyone needs to set this up. So once we're in KuCoin, we're going to go to the Assets button on the bottom right, which shows us our total assets and where they're at. As you can see, there's a tiny fraction of a cent I got in there right now, right? That's worthy of ignoring. But what we want to do is deposit the Bitcoin we just bought on Cash App into the new wallet here on KuCoin. So I'll tap deposit, right? From there, we have a list of all the digital assets you now have wallets for. So you could have $50 in your Doge wallet, $100 in your Bitcoin, and so on and so forth, okay? But because we bought Bitcoin from Cash App, we want to be sure it's sent to the Bitcoin wallet, okay? Sending it to any of the other wallets will not work, so make sure it gets sent to the BTC wallet. Got it? Okay. Next screen we'll see is the wallet's special QR code, which I've got blacked out, and below it a long, wacky alphanumeric wallet address, okay? That's 100% unique to this wallet, okay? I've got it censored out, even though having it on there wouldn't allow anyone to take anything from this wallet. But people would be able to send their own crypto over to it, which I don't want anyone doing, honestly. If you want to help, I've got a nonprofit for mental health, and later on I'll show you how to help with that with one click and zero cost to use. So if you're interested, but later. Anyway, so what we're doing now is we're going to go tap the copy button, and you'll see it fades in and out the word copied towards the bottom of the screen. It's a little hard to see, but you'll see it, okay? Let's now go back to the Cash App, okay? Click the button with the paper airplane icon for sending the Bitcoin. And by the way, right here, at any point in time, so you still got the Bitcoin in here, you can hit the sell button. That will allow us to sell our Bitcoin right then and there to turn it back into cash, into our Cash App that we can then transfer back into the bank. But consider the transaction fees both ways and whether or not the value has gone up or down. Just saying, it's always an option. You have the freedom to do as you please, but we're not going to do that. So we click the paper airplane and type in how much we want to send. And I want to send it all. So I'll punch in something like, what did I see it at? 1,029, I don't know, 13 cents. I think I saw it at something like that. Okay. I then hit send. It's going to ask who I want to send it to. My contact list is censored. And here's where I'm going to tap and hold to make sure the paste button appears, right? Then tap that. And that should paste our Bitcoin wallet address on the KuCoin exchange that we just copied from its app. Hope that's making sense for you. If you got to rewind, go ahead. Then we're going to tap that area with the blue arrow where it says external wallet address. Then at the top right, hit next. But make sure the address is exactly what it is from KuCoin. Otherwise, the money could vanish into the abyss or into someone else's wallet. I am not even joking, okay? So what I like to do personally is at least look at the last and the first letters or numbers or whatever to make sure those are the same. That way I know I didn't add or anything to the beginning or the end inadvertently. Usually you're not gonna add something to the middle, okay? Once you've clicked next, it'll ask you to confirm your Cash App PIN, which I've censored mine for obvious reasons. Then it asks for your withdrawal speed. Okay, priority for 26 cents, rush for 21 cents, or standard for free. I believe, this varies depending on how much you're sending, okay? But I'm going to elect for the priority because it's 26 cents and saves 23 hours and 50 minutes. For 26 cents, so it's not really that tough of a call. So then I hit next and it gives me a notification screen that the withdrawal amount I typed in of $1,029.13 was insufficient because during that short time between now and when I typed it just moments ago, the cost likely changed slightly, okay? Or the value likely changed slightly. So it's just asking us to confirm that we're okay with that small change. We are. Then we hit confirm and send. Voila, our Bitcoin transfer has initiated, okay? Now we wait, right? Okay, but in the meantime, let me show you something, okay? Cash App does have its limits. It only allows you to withdraw, meaning send your Bitcoin somewhere else like we just did, $2,000 a day and $5,000 a week. Now, that may seem like plenty when you're getting started out, but it may turn into a burden for you, okay? In which case, a direct deposit into another app with less limitations like crypto.com is another method of getting your money into the crypto world without using Cash App. And I'll demonstrate that, like I said, in part 4. But for now, since we're just putting up $1,000, we're below the $2,000 a day threshold, so we're good, okay? So now we wait. And fast forward about 10 minutes and I've got my $1,000 and some change of Bitcoin now in my KuCoin wallet, where we can play with it as we please on the KuCoin exchange. All right, we did it. So in the next video, I'll demonstrate how to transfer the Bitcoin into another asset like Doge or BNB and how to set up MetaMask so we can connect whatever digital assets we got to different projects that are out there. Stay with me, fam. I'll see you then.